Very glad to have our representative of the City Council, Elizabeth Crowley. Elizabeth, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's
so we were
good.
talking. Mike and I were talking earlier, and I guess this is something we're all going to have to really start, turning our focus again to. You focus on one thing and then you move on to another. But yeah, I guess the concern I saw you on New York One the other day. I think you were in was it in Staten Island or someplace?
It was in City Island in the Bronx.
City Island. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to keep our eye on our firehouses. What's going on with that right now?
Unfortunately, yeah. So Monday, we kicked off a series of rallies. The mayor and his executive budget is proposing to close 20 fire companies. It's not the first time he did this, last year as well. And the rule of the city, based on our charter, is that communities must be made aware 45 days before a fire company is to close. And 45 days before July 1st, if they go forward with their plan to close them for the fiscal year 2012. And that would be Monday, Tuesday, depending on which way you count. And Monday being the 16th, Tuesday being the 17th. Last year we were in the same situation, and the department never gave a list to the city council. So we were only days before voting on the budget, not knowing which fire companies were to be closed. Now, some people say, this is just a budget dance. The mayor does this every year. But this is very serious. 2 years ago, the mayor closed 4 companies partially at nighttime. And in those 4 areas, some serious accidents and fires, emergencies happened where people were hurt, and thank goodness it was only for a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. Then also in 2003, before I was in the city council, the mayor closed 7 fire companies. So he's definitely capable of closing firehouses. If we look back and look back to 2001, at our current staffing, it's very low. And the mayor and the administration haven't put together a way to hire a new class. And they're saying that overtime costs are driving up the fire department's budget, and they have no choice but to close companies.
Listen, we're in a tough spot right now, but these are the necessities, and we're fortunate in this in our community to have you in the spot. You're the let me make sure I got the title right. You're the chair of the Fire and Criminal Justice Committee. Is that correct?
Right. Under that chair, you have the Department of Correction, Department of Probation, Criminal Justice Coordinator's Office, and the Fire Department. Wow. So it's a few $1 billion worth of a $65 billion budget, not to mention miscellaneous costs that are not calculated when we are doing our oversight at the budget hearings. For instance, let's say the fire department commissioner says, we're putting $45 million into the budget, and we're going to spend $45 million this year than we did last year on overtime. But at the same time, the agency is saving money by not paying benefits for all those hours. When a firefighter works straight time, the fire department budgets straight time, pension, and other health care and other benefits that come with being a full-time employee of the City of New York. And in some estimates, that's 70% of an hour's wage, all the benefits that come along with it. Now, if you were to hire enough firefighters to fill all the heads needed to man all the companies 24/7, then nobody would be working overtime. And when a firefighter works overtime, they get time and a half. And that time and a half is just pay. So the city saves money by not having to pay benefits for those hours. It's tricky, but it's something that I'm going to be analyzing over the next couple of weeks and really looking at how the mayor is also saving money, although he doesn't like to point that out, when he doesn't hire new firefighters and stretches the department so where they have to spend so much on overtime. It's tricky, but this mayor, since he's become the mayor of the city of New York, has reduced the city's workforce so much so that we're 18,000 employees less than we were in 2002. Wow. And that's, 1,000 firefighters, 1,000 correctional officers, 3,000 to 4,000 police officers, and the list goes on and on. But when you're talking about our public service, our fire department is our first line of defense in many emergencies. Just, our president was here last week thanking the fire department for all that they do every day and understanding the loss that happened 10 years ago on September 11th. And to be at this again in this budget where the mayor's saying, I guess he doesn't understand that this is the 10th anniversary since the attack on 9/11, and our city spirit is high right now because we did catch Osama bin Laden, and our military and our president did a terrific job, and so we're happy about that. However, at the same time, there's no denying the fact that we're still the number one target for terrorists anywhere in the world. And does it really make sense to downsize our fire department, our first line of defense, in emergencies such as terrorist attacks, not to mention regular emergencies like fires or when somebody's in cardiac arrest? And every second counts. So I don't think that we have room to compromise when it comes to our public safety, not in today's day and age, not now. And it's really tricky for the mayor to be like rolling the dice, I've said it before, with our public safety by even implementing or proposing to implement this.
Yeah, he's rolling the dice with other people's lives, and we're gonna have to get out there again and make a lot of noise. Right,
and and the certain parts of the area of the city of New York that just have more emergencies than other parts. And if you look at where the mayor lives, there aren't as many fire emergencies as there are where we live, or some parts in Brooklyn. And even though there might be more firehouses in Brooklyn in comparison to Queens, they need that many because it is such an active borough, and we're growing. Regardless of what the census says, we all know it. We see what's happening in our neighborhood. And Queens is still, with Brooklyn, a very populated borough. And if anything, we should be looking to add protection and add services instead of taking them away.